Hello and welcome to another episode of the Full Time Friends. Premier League game week 10 has just concluded, and as always, it did not disappoint. There were twists and standout performances and also results that could prove crucial at the end of the season. And once again, I also have with me my guys, the friends, the man from the Stamford Bridge, having an exciting weekend after he dealt with his loyal girlfriend. Alpha,
Good spirit. I'm in a good mood as usual. I tell you, said I'm saying before.
in a winning mood as usual.
Na normal thing, normal order of business. So it's just a regular day here. Start from bridge. You know how we do it. So good to go.
Guys, and also we have the Black Armory. Elijah, how far now?
Oh, but I do. Man, I
Where,
How the
just
weekend go?
where,
The weekend go well.
where your
You say your loop still. You know what I want to ask her just now. Where your lubricants? How far?
man, I just a feel indifferent. No plus, no minus. Massive congrats to now when we say on a team he can collect maximum points. Man, I just did. My voltage not too high. The weekend not really go as I plan now. We live to a torch another day. So yeah, I just did.
This
God of banter, thank you. Even if you not deliver fully, if you humble like this,
Stay humble, eh?
see peace will come my heart just now. I'm so glad. Carry on.
But all round, an interesting weekend of football. A weekend that came with a lot of controversies that led to so many comparisons and all of that. We saw Arsenal go to Burnley to get a 2-goal win. Manchester United visited the City ground and had a 2-2 draw. Chelsea defeated Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by a long goal. And Liverpool had a long-awaited victory in the Premier League. Haaland FC actually defeated Bournemouth 3-1. A very exciting game weekend. We'll be talking about the important talking points across all matches. First of all, I'd love to start off with the game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the biggest game of the weekend apparently. Very feisty one where the love affair continued for Chelsea, defeating their loyal girlfriends according to Raphael. A game that had lots of tackles flying in, the referee making some crazy decisions, no red card. Upon all those tackles went flying for that match, I feel say at some point in time we will see a flash of Airtel 1.5, but kept on being MTN 750 as the game went by. So your thoughts on the game? I'll start with Raphael. Your thoughts on the
First of
Chelsea
all,
match?
start from the referee. That referee, be like say to me, I've seen an Elijah Redman match. Just wait, don't say Bentacle get something for him. Bentacle almost destroy his James leg for me. That's what they manage. He almost sent him go back rehab. All around the game, I thought, in as much as I was happy with the performance, because I feel like Chelsea controlled the game from the beginning to the end. It just did not take. I'd expect more beat those people like 4-5. So the fact that they not score, Joao Pedro is supposed to score hat trick. You understand? So all those things that make me not really happy. But as in the normal love affair, it was a very beautiful weekend. I'm happy for the 3 points. Gittins, I don't like saying he missed that goal, but he apologized, which I feel
Well,
like
we're not the only people see the change.
yeah. So there were a lot of missed chances, I think. So I feel like all round Chelsea own Tottenham. We own Tottenham fully. You see that it happened again at the sink that Saturday. So Tottenham cannot really escape this Chelsea pressure. It's just part of it now.
I won't really ask you this question before Rap will come back because we see it was more like the Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea game was more like a Moises Caicedo affair. That guy just the retrieve balls, the press, the assist. How important is this guy to Chelsea? What is the level of importance when Caicedo gets to this Chelsea side?
Looking at this Chelsea team, I think Cassette na him be the engine of this Chelsea team. Just the match where we see a miss against them. The first half when we not see him against them, Nottingham Forest, we all saw what happened. Just that first 45 minutes. If not that, Nottingham Forest they were not able to take their chances. I mean that first half could have ended like 2-0, maybe 3-0 in their favor. But when Caicedo was introduced, into the second half, we all saw the game change in a blink of an eye. So that one now go to tell you how much of an important player Caicedo will be for the team. Looking at Caicedo this season, the guy don't really improve massively compared to last season, or maybe when he first come Chelsea. But we don't see now. So, okay, this time around, it don't do very good for ball progression. The passes also don't passing accuracy also don't increase drastically. Massive improvement for Caicedo, and currently I just feel like is the most important player in that Chelsea squad right now. And if 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 maybe he can't get injury at the end of the day, I just feel say Chelsea go really miss am. So very massive, very massive player for Chelsea. Yeah.
Very massive player for Chelsea. I'd love for us to talk about Liverpool versus Aston Villa, a game where finally Liverpool got their first win in 5 games in the Premier League, and they were able to
Come
keep
back.
a clean sheet.
Up to you, this
You said?
Up to you, this now.
Yes.
All right.
I said moving on to the Liverpool versus Aston Villa game where we saw Liverpool got their first win in 5 games, and they were able to keep a clean sheet for the first time in a long time. A huge credit to Arne Slot and also his men. It was a very big question. Do you think this victory? Do you think it is based on facing a familiar system? Because we don't see over the past weeks when Arne Slot they come out to complain about teams playing a different style of football when they used to in terms of going long. But you see, all of a sudden, Aston Villa comes to Anfield and they want to play from the back against the Liverpool team when they very high pressing, when they the hunger for a high pressing team. Do you think this is a victory that is born out of facing a familiar system, or a victory when they born out of anger from the players? Right? Liverpool team.
Okay, Liverpool. First of all, the game against Villa. Personally, Villa, I feel like Villa shoot themselves with their own foot. They carry shotgun, shoot themselves with waiting Martinez do. You understand? The game was balanced up to a point for the match. I think as much as Liverpool were looking like the better side because they started well. Itiki continuing his obviously good run of form that I feel like is in a good place right now. Scoring a goal that they said was offside or it was offside actually. So I feel like Liverpool eventually the game would have been more difficult for them. But with what Martinez did by passing the ball easily to Salah like that was free money. It was free odds. It was free goal for Salah. So I feel like Villa did not turn up. They did not give everybody what everybody was expecting from them. The form that they showed against City, they made us believe that okay, they up to a point they were back by beating City, but there were still errors. There were still. I think they overplayed their hands for that game, and obviously it came back to bite them, and they lost. So I think like as much as we want to say, obviously we have criticized Liverpool over the past weeks, but this was a very good 3 points for them. It was a kind of game that you show character. You get the 3 points. Obviously, Salah scored on that goal. That's one thing that boosts up his confidence more. Even if, as much as you say it's like a free goal, it gives him confidence. It gives the team confidence going forward. And I feel like Ekitike leading the line, Liverpool will get better. So I feel like it's a good win, especially for the fact that it came out with a clean sheet. So that was a good one for Liverpool. So Van Dijk will escape us this weekend or this week.
Elijah, what I want to ask you now, based on we think we see for this Liverpool match, because we see a familiar midfield trio of Gravenberch, McAllister, and Zoboslai again. And then again, they give one of the best performances of a Liverpool side. Do you think? And also, we saw Andy Robertson coming back into the starting lineup in place of Milos Kerkez because, like I said, Rafa and I be a very huge critic of Milos Kerkez all season. How he not really improved this Liverpool side. Do you think this leads to a very huge call for Arne Slot? He actually went all out, or Liverpool actually went all out during transfer window to sign certain players and likes of Florian Wirtz for a very huge amount, Milos Kekes too for a very huge amount, and also Isak for a very huge amount. But these guys never really affect the team that much. Do you think dropping these guys from the team is something when we say and a slot need to do in order to actually move forward? Because we see them play yesterday with a very familiar team when they used almost the whole of last season. And we saw a very different set in terms of pressing and winning the ball because most of the goals when even come for Liverpool now, it came from the high pressing. No matter how scrappy we go see him to be based on the gift from Martinez to Salah and the deflected shot from Gravenberch. Elijah.
First of all, I feel like this Liverpool team, I feel like they really miss Gravenberch. As he don't come now, if he stay fully fit, I just feel like he will really add some balance to this current Liverpool side. So that aside, we don't feel so okay. Liverpool, they win Aston Villa. We see their starting lineup, which is quite different from what we see before. But what I go talk now be say, and Slot, now him be the coach, now him be the manager of the team. Now they watch them for training. Now they see the players when we say if they perform for training, and the ones when we say they perform, the ones when we say sharp, and the ones when we say not to be sharp. So I just feel like all in all, now the coach I know the best. So I just feel like if the coach want to use emotion, they choose starting lineup, or maybe when they look the media, they pick a starting 11. I feel like he go fit cost am a job. So the coach knows best. We all know how good this Liverpool would be. Forget about their previous results. We all know how good massive talent in that team, like individual talent in that team well. So moving forward, and it's not I know best. So now you go fit decide which starting 11 they go fit use. Yeah, you made the guy may block a ear from media noise. Everything the fans they talk, everything the majors. I know really think it's supposed to pay attention to those things. Now you know your players pass any other thing. So look at their performances for during the week when a match they come, put out the best 11 when you feel say they go you feel say you trust them say they fit deliver for you. If you say you want to look price tag, say okay, be Isak, this one they say Isak now 130 million pounds player, you know if he start for bench or best now 120 million. At the end of the day, you can't follow those things. Now you will lose your job last. So basically, a massive 3 point for an slot and his boy. I really see the victory coming. A massive congrats to them. So moving henceforth, hopefully, I don't feel really wish them well, sha, but hopefully we beat Liverpool at the best when we know them to be.
I don't even see them at their best. This one, the one when they win on Saturday, don't reach. All right, we actually move on to another thrilling football match between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United, where surprisingly, I see a lot of Man United fans they actually vex, say they actually draw the match, and personally, I feel say na a step in the right direction, no matter how much we want to actually banter this Man United side. Na a step in the right direction because during the phase of the game against Forest, we saw a glimpse of the new United and a glimpse of the old United during that 3 to 5 minutes of the first of the second half of the beginning of the second half when Man U defenders actually switch off after they don't go one up for first half from with a goal from Casemiro. Do you think this draw or this draw will be like a setback for Man United, or it will be more like okay positives plus negatives to actually work on? Raphael,
Okay, for me, in as much as I'm happy with the draw. First of all, I happy when they win mine because I wanted them to understand. Because I want make Elijah the calm for this session. I mean, they very humble. He humble like this, but it could have been better. We'll make do with what we have. In as much as I want banter them, I feel like they showed character by fighting to come back, and they were lucky not to even come away with. You understand? Because you see the final game minutes of the game, and Man U press up to the end. So, in as much as I feel happy for okay, say Elijah they calm, they showed they are getting there. They are not there yet. You understand? But they are still showing that they can play as a team and they can work together and they can come back from results. And Ahmad that kind of was scoring that kind of goal. That was a very nice one. I feel like in the end, Man United, they are gradually playing like a team, and good for you. That's all I can say.
good for Manchester United. Elijah, your thoughts on your team? Were you happy with the performance over the weekend?
Man, bro, this draw felt like a loss to me, man. I was so devastated after 90 minutes. I just felt like this was a match we could have won. This was a match we could have taken maximum 3 points from this match. But I don't really know what happened after the boys came in to the second half. Just a little bit of lack of focus in the first 5 minutes of the second half. We all saw what happened, and this is Premier League for you. Just a little slip or slump, the game can change any time against your team. That was what happened. Looking at after the match, like, I had to like go and watch the replays again, the highlight. I was able to like analyze the goal we considered, and it was based on individual mistakes. The two goals was based on individual mistakes. We also, I right now, I don't want to drag any player here. We all know the player that we are at fault, especially for that second
Ooh,
goal.
uh,
Even after Nottingham Forest, even after they went 1 goal up, I just felt like we could have pushed more. We could have pushed more, but I don't know. Maybe the boys were tired. I don't know why they were tired. We had almost a week of rest. We didn't play during the week. So why were they tired? I don't know. But we
that
played
guy,
like
these guys are human beings.
we didn't play with intensity. So though we're able to like control a majority of the game, it is what it is. I just take that 1 point. I mean, 10 points out of a possible 12 is something to be proud about. Hopefully,
Positive.
boys can do better moving forward. Though, yeah. So good results for Manchester United.
Yeah, very very huge positive. But you guys, I don't know why you talk to you should appreciate the draw because last season this is a fixture we saw now actually struggle. Both home and away, Nottingham Forest actually deal with Manchester United. And again, everybody go still need today, just like I talked last week, we need to be wary of this Man United side because if they actually click, we go see a very dominating team because wetin happen on Saturday now just from the brilliance of Sean Dyche because he was able to contain the Manchester United attack. We see in phases of that particular match when Ubeumo just begin to complain. He knows say Ubeumo na the threat for this Man United team,
I
so
tell
he
you now.
he do everything possible.
I tell you, say if
You
Sean
say
Dyche see hold him Burma, if he just try his best to hold him Burma, if he don't
yes,
see, he don't click
he
mind.
actually did that and he did that very well. And again, one thing when I actually noticed that the interchanging between Ahmad and Mbeumo because that thing I one weapon when Amorim gets for his artillery. So I feel in time to come that thing will actually click with the way Ahmad and Mbeumo they interchange between the right wing back and the right sided number 10 role could cause a lot of problems for defenders moving forward. And again, on the ball, the center midfielders of Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro are two players when we say they're very decent on the ball. But their off the ball movements now something when we say could really lead to a lot of worries. And that one will go lead me to the player Elliot Anderson. That guy had something I would call an audition because if Manchester United, if anybody actually needs that guy for their team currently, than Manchester United. And with this armoring system, Elijah, you could actually access to this fact, say that guy could actually fit into this armoring system so well
Who
as a
who who
box to box midfielder.
who do you
Elliot Anderson. So you will actually like this guy to come into your team because I tell you, Black Snap for group shot, I tell you, say Casemiro, as much as he has been helping this Man United side, he don't dare on the end because you're not gonna give you this much legs next season. Would you actually love for your team to get Elliot Anderson?
we all see how we pursue Baleba for months. I don't know what happened. Let's say Brighton Thursday, not day for say. So definitely, I believe say Radcliffe will sign. I believe say Radcliffe will want sign one midfielder. But this Elliot Anderson guy, I never really pay close attention to the guy. So moving forward now, I go really watch the guy closely. Might know how good the guy is, but
That guy don't
before
that guy
now,
don't
I
cement
never really
it.
pay
That guy
attention
don't
to
cement
the guy.
in place. Elliot Anderson don't cement in place for England first 11. If you actually dey watch that guy so well. That guy na one very good revolution. And I know really pay attention up until this particular season when he begin to do all these works when he do. The guy na very
But
hardworking.
I understand where Elijah they come from because
See,
22, 22,
Make I check.
22 years. So I
Chelsea.
understand where Elijah they come from. I understand where Elijah they come from because now it be like all this, it be like stock option will just blow up all overnight. 2 seasons ago, Lotana is not there. You understand? So obviously, not be waiting. You just put your trust. You don't see many this thing. I think give you example of this guy Calvin Phillips also when go City.
How do you even Calvin Phillips? Make I give you now a very good replica. Make I give you a very good replica of this Elliot Anderson guy. When I remember John Joe Shelby.
John Joe Shelby,
Yes,
yes, yeah,
John Joe
are we
Shelby
friends?
do almost exactly what this Elliot Anderson guy will do, but that guy not get a very good move to a big team. You see him for Liverpool, but you not really get that particular like big name or big game moments for Liverpool. So if you say this Elliot Anderson guy and person let me say if Man United will actually want to go for a Premier League proven central midfielder, as somebody went there on the books.
Yeah, I understand that point because it will make more sense signing somebody when they play for the league, we understand the tempo, we understand the physicality, we understand everything about the Premier League. So if going for that option and go, they definitely they cheaper. You understand? Because they a cheaper option than maybe Baliba when the town I'm gonna go break
so
record breaking.
so Baleba and this Elliot Anderson guy, who I think will be better player.
I will please a little Anderson guy,
Personally,
100% guy.
I don't feel Baliba has lived up to expectation in Brighton. You understand? I will say you don't, in as much as you don't see some good performances. You understand? Brighton never peak. But this is not one of the worst performances from Brighton when we did this year over the years. For the last 2 seasons. And if anybody, if you did honestly, you know, they watch the Brighton over the past 3, 4 seasons. These are actually one of the, from the kind of goals that they concede, the way their creativity, the way they play, their style of football don't change drastically. So I feel like the Baliba, he might not be it. And money, it might if he spend the money or if he not go turn up, because we don't see performance when they get 6.4, 5.5, 6.0 ratings. So I feel like up to a point, you need something that is more settled. But if Man United must splash the cash, we are going to count the OOs and
That means
the
that
everything.
signing Baleba now are like big rigs. If you 50-50, if you work out,
Of course.
Baliba, I feel like say player did there. You understand? But just like we talk about a couple of weeks ago, when you talk say like say Man United dodge bullet by not paying that huge amount of money. You understand? Now you talk because of the performance when they see those matches when we expect them to like show your quality. You understand? You know when they did it now, you know how more they run up now. Now just use back give you that reference. Not be say they make mouth or the
You
cap
won't
or
start
anything.
now.
I was like, no, like no, I know the start. No, I'm not in today. Maybe when we reach the what 11th time. Right now, I'm saving my energy.
Okay.
You understand?
Oh, Allah.
So I feel like Baliba is a good player. When it comes to energy and physicality, I think this guy is there. It's right there right now. And it's very young. Baliba is young too, though, so that's not really a
But
conversation.
personally, I will actually recommend this Elliot Anderson guy from Manchester United. With the way Elijah they talks to them, we see Man United game money. They feel easily go for both. They feel go for Elliot Anderson and Carlos Baleba.
But what
So with the
happened?
guy money, Elijah they say,
Because
but that guy don't get future.
that guy is not in
sell
game time.
him out, sell him out, sell him out.
With this
But
particular,
the guy
if
wants
we
to
have to
go
be
on
honest,
loan.
listen.
They're not allowed him now.
If we have to be honest to ourselves,
Amorim say need them, say no, let him go for the season.
not just
You
see.
know what? No, I didn't.
I'm that particular period. That particular period when Amorim dey talk say he need Kobe Mino na period when Man United dey go through a turmoil. And he no go want actually take out the fans baby boy in the person of Kobe Mino, he can't still stand am out again. The fans will actually turn his back on him. If you look through that period, from that period when Amorim talk say he need Mino for the team, from then up until now, how many minutes that Mino don't get for this Manchester United side, and to even conclude say they not there in so much competitions when go actually give him time or actually game time to actually play to prove himself. This season a season when men do not really need to sit down for bench. If we look forward to 2026 World Cup when he go actually want to make it into the England first team, so England World Cup team as well. So I believe something a very if you get a very right persons around him, he go need to make a good move for January on a loan because I don't see him getting to this Man United side in this system. It's not possible Because if actually they actually get him in mind, or if he go even improve himself, because I don't see him as that box to box midfielder when they physical and quick enough to go forward and also to recover. Yes, technically Menu is a good footballer, but in terms of attacking and defending at the same time, I don't see him as that player.
Quality, height, things like that.
Yes, and awaiting this Manchester United's current system need a very physical player when if you go up the pitch to deliver and come down the pitch to protect. I mean, not be actually that particular guy currently. So I don't see him. The only reason why everybody they clamor for Menu to stay, not just the fan love for a boy that saw his way through from the academy. Moving on, enough of Man United, right? I don't get any other thing to talk about this Man United. Enough of Man United, right?
Sorry, blessed. Ask
No,
that.
no, son, you look so emotional now. You know Allah this guy go. You want cry for Kobe Menu.
You're not
You
talking about.
don't hear me.
You're not
No,
talking
we're
about.
not
I say moving on from Kobe Mino because I did believe say una dey hear me now, right?
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yes.
Because I did believe say the guy not really get that place for Manchester United because of the system when Amorim they play. So he go really need to move on for January if he want get a space in the England first 11 for the
Okay.
World Cup team.
All
So
right.
I'm like, okay, now make just a quick one. Elijah, do you think this guy gets a chance in this Man United side, considering the system being played?
Amory
Elijah,
don't.
yes.
Amory don't come out time without number. Can't talk say mine will get a lot of work to do. Like he need to improve, and without him improving, if he starts. And obviously now for this current Manchester United team, we just say okay now Bruno Fernandes, now they bench him. So which kind of work you really think say okay, mind go fit do to displace Bruno Fernandes from that starting 11? Looking at this current Manchester United side and the system wey we dey play currently, I no see Mino excelling at all. I no really see am. I no really
Fact,
see Mino improving
fact.
to that kind of play wey Mr. Amorim want for that midfield. I no really think say Mino go fit improve to get those quality. I watch Ferdinand the other day. Say if na him be he say if na him be Mino, say he go put in a lot of work for training. He go try prove the manager wrong and all that. I no really see Mino having those attributes wey Samuel need for this system. So looking at it right now, I don't really think say mine will get future for this team.
So you go advise him to actually move on.
Very sad.
Definitely. If
The
I
boy
don't really think say they go loan am out
You
for
be
January.
you be real Nigerian man. You be real Nigerian man. How you be?
I,
This
I
are
don't
just
really
the I just want to man not do again. Bro, they go now.
bro, no time. Currently like this, I don't really care whether it be Manchester United boyhood, whether it be boyhood fan, or be something. Now the club first before any other thing. So I don't really care whether you be boyhood fan, or be you rise from the academy rank. I don't really care about that. Now what concern me now about about how we they play, how we they perform. Now I just need
True.
concern. I don't need bother
I tell you something. I tell you something before the season starts for group chat. I say the phase when Manchester United doing a phase of transition and we will need to move out a lot of dead woods. We don't see this thing happen to Arsenal. We don't see them happen to Liverpool. I don't really think say it happened to Chelsea like that. Arsenal and Liverpool are a very major example in terms of transition. But Arsenal, personally, Arsenal I know about. You understand? We see Arsenal move on when Ateta come. We see the team when he inherits that particular team and how bad they be, and we see how long it take for him to actually move on those players when not really there like that. So you could take Man United a very long time, and we see Arsenal still move on from boyhood sweethearts like Emil Smith Rowe and Eddie Nketiah, we say most Arsenal fans actually love for that particular team. So that seems when we say you go need to do to move from one level to another level. But it go be quite emotional for some sections of the fan base. But you must do it. So I feel say Kumaino na that sacrifice when Man United go need to pay to getting players when go improve their team on the long run. And all right, moving on from Manchester United, we'll move over to the other side of Manchester, which is the Haaland side of Manchester, where Haaland FC strikes again. In the game against Bournemouth, we saw Erling Haaland hit 2 goals to get to 13 goals in 10 games. He continues to carry this this City side currently, just like I talked last week. I want to ask one question. When will defenders learn to stop Erling Haaland? Because now the question currently, because we're not going to even need to ask more from this
See,
Manchester City team. Because now Haaland now be everything Manchester City currently. So when will defenders be able to stop Erling Haaland?
you know, there's no
No,
way, there's no way, there's no way you will learn. Sorry, Elijah. Sorry, Elijah. Sorry, Elijah. You not get everything they want to do. Haaland be like, Mbappe, waiting Mbappe use French do when he did there. No matter how you try, waiting Messi use La Liga. You understand? If that to me, I feel say that guy is that good. You understand? The kind of talent and the kind of work rate when that guy did, that guy will always find a way. If you look at now, he don't improve all those touches when he did not if they do before a couple of seasons ago. He dey put in the work. Now one thing you say,
Exactly.
now one thing you say City, that team we say currently they go under the radar. So anything what they do, see check it, see all the passes where that guy they give, see the assist, see the look, that those passes that you not get anything. To me, I not say those defenders don't do anything wrong because they do the best when they fit for positioning. But now the brilliance and the
No,
run of
no, no. So you don't need to give him a chance to run into. You don't need to give. You need to you need to hug him like stay close to Haaland enough to stop him. Because if you get close to him, the ball will actually meet him. So you go feel actually either intercept him or intercept the ball. One of those two things. So Elijah, what do you think? Say defenders need like teams they give Haaland a lot of space.
come on to a loss or Sunday. I'll talk him again. It boils down to Radiola and his tactics. How can you come to
Exactly.
how can you come to the entire stadium and you want to play high line? You want to play high line against City at the entire stadium. What were you thinking, bro? What were you thinking? If
You won't be tactical messiah.
no, not now he cause
it's better, better more for people.
You won't be tactical messiah.
It video. It actually says they get am wrong for that match. If not be say City not even to dey clinical enough, the best thing for everybody is like six. Because I see say Haaland miss one on one, another one on one or so.
Yes.
The tactic, even Bournemouth, they never create chances. Even with the highlight when they carry comment here, they never create chances. Like they will have played.
now the same thing. Now the same thing with the talk. We dey talk over the past week. Say City as a team, not they brilliant, but they get a very brilliant and sensational player in Erling Haaland. So now the same thing. If Haaland is there today, then we go start to okay, City not the title race again. But to me, I just say as Haaland dey fire like this, how many people they score this amount of goals for game week 10? These are what people go score for the whole season. Go score
No. What's this? No.
like City as a team, the reliance on Haaland is high. The amount of goals that is coming from only Haaland is too high. If he's fit, good for them. But if he gets injured, that's when the whole I'm not saying London Bridge. The whole City Bridge is calling me down.
Something I really observed. Once episode I saw talk about for this session. Now, Sabino, just the I think 15 or 10 minutes after the guy gets. I don't really know what he really did wrong with that guy. That guy they make some crazy decision. Like he decision making is very very bad. Looking at his performance at his performance closely, I can't realize why the guy don't really they score. Why not really they score goals? That guy they carry ball. That guy they dream ball. They dream ball. They enter over. The ones that say one shoot, check, they shoot. They shoot when they shoot. The shoot they be like pass. When I waiting Mario talk here, was it last week? He shot be like pass. Or see if they pass, give the keeper. Man, I don't really know, but I
And
just
sorry, another thing. You know, say this idea of say players they shoot ball, say ball they be like pass. It started over 3 seasons. Like over the years, the players they lose their ability to take shots because now they pass ball. I don't know whether that's gamble or whether that this thing or sorry allegedly. I don't know what they saw because now all of a sudden you go do everything perfectly, just beat keeper.
You know they train.
Listen, Omo, the stats are saying crazy things about this Man City side because you go see Erling Haaland, you check Man City's goal record again. You go see Erling Haaland at 13, and every other Man City player at 1. That's a very huge concern, honestly, a very huge concern. In as much as we talk, so okay, Erling Haaland just going to carry this Man City side even up into any title at all. But the other players need to actually pick up. They go, you fit talk say okay na dem dey assist am, they no really need to score. We see against Aston Villa last weekend where Haaland no score and Man City lose. If to say any other person for the team fit actually step up as much as Haaland, they for not actually feel lose that much. Maybe they for feel salvage a point or somebody will get an eye for goal, hunger for goal as much as Erling Haaland. They for not actually lose a particular match, honestly. And it should be a thing of worry for Pep. As much as say Pep they enjoy the everything when they go on right now for City, it should be a thing of worry because as time goes by, Haaland will score, but he will still get a period when we say he will get a drought. And we all see them now say they don't score 20 goals this season. Haaland don't score 13 of those 20 goals. Down a very huge chunk.
It's too high.
A very huge chunk for a team when we say they go for titles. Just like I talked in previous episodes, the Monster team when dominates the league, we see goals coming from all round. The number 9 they score, the left winger they score, the right winger they score, the number 10 they score, the number 8 they score, and all of that. But now we see goals coming from only one person, and everybody they actually turn a blind eye to that particular team. They praise the goal scorer instead of actually looking at the future. What's going to happen if this guy not actually turn up? And we see him last weekend. What if it happened in consecutive games? Well, as an Arsenal fan, it's none of my business. And I pray make that particular period good because now we are moving on to the Burnley versus Arsenal game where Arsenal had a comfortable 2-0 victory over Burnley. Yet another clean sheet for this Arsenal side. I go ask again.
And I take shots. And I'm a very wicked person.
Just to that
Very
point. Well,
wicked.
relax.
Very wicked.
Without wicked now, bro.
Now wicked now. I'm very wicked.
Wicked.
Around people. Around football people.
So I
Around
go ask now, what's just like I asked last week, I say, what if you stop this Arsenal side from going all the way? Because we still say Arsenal gets a lot of injuries for their attacking departments, unlike their defensive department. Arsenal gets Kai Havertz out, Gabriel Jesus, Odegaard captain, Noni Madueke, and they still they see out games convincingly, even if say they don't actually give out a very high scoring performance. What if you actually stop this Arsenal side? Just quick thoughts because there's basically nothing to say about this team. Because even as an Arsenal fan, I'm not getting anything to talk about this Arsenal team. Elijah,
I believe say the only thing we stop them from winning this EPL title. Now injury aside, I don't really see anything. Now the injury what they talk about now from their defense. Maybe something conjure up big bread. Those guys, I don't really see what thing go really stop this Arsenal team. But these guys are brutal. Like this season, they mean business. They know what they say. So apart from injury, I don't really think say anything will stop them from going on to win the EPL title.
apart from injury, and then again, even the injury itself, Arsenal has the best squad depth, like on paper, whatever that we talk about. I feel say as an Arsenal fan, I dey observe something. The teams when Arsenal don actually beat over the past weeks when we dey actually happy about that since when all they actually do well. But they still West Ham give Arsenal issues. I dey look the table currently. West Ham give Arsenal issues last season. West Ham did very poor this season. They are currently sitting 18th. We see them celebrate their first victory in a very long time. And Fulham as well a team where they give Arsenal a problem over the past few seasons. And Fulham actually celebrated their first victory in 4 games. Again, they did on a very bad run of form. Leeds when Arsenal defeat now team when we say when just they promoted from the championship. And Newcastle too, a team when they go on and off this particular season. So I the things Arsenal never really get a very good test because if you come up the table, Arsenal faced Manchester City and they were able to scrap up a point and they faced Liverpool, which they actually lost. The only game when they don't actually lose this season now against Liverpool. Man United actually gets Arsenal on their toes, the particular day when Arsenal play them. Arsenal never really play teams when they're in a very good form this particular season. If you talk about the top 10, for the league. Arsenal never play lots of teams when they in a very good form, and that's something when a huge concern for me, even as an Arsenal fan, and a very huge concern, honestly. So you think say, when it gets to those particular games, Arsenal will see them over. Raphael, I don't say you just wait since.
No. For me, I feel like Arsenal they started the season well, definitely. For me, I feel like the character that they're showing it. Like I told you, it's early to judge who they like if they are born in the league because I feel like last season up to a point Chelsea were close to December. Just were at a point we top of the table. But we're telling everybody we're not really title contenders because we knew that at that point there were still some frailties and all within the team. But for Arsenal now, I feel like why I feel like they are good enough or what they are showing me is like teams that they were not able to pick up points against that actually gave them issues the last couple of years. They're actually picking results against those teams. Now, another thing you're saying is okay, those teams are not in good runs or forms, but it's still like a long season. So I think the best thing Arsenal can do now is but they still need to know that okay, it's the Premier League. We have seen like um, title race that have gone on to the last day of the season. You understand? They should not just feel 2014. I think Chelsea were top before starting some kind of amount of games up to when we played Tottenham and they beat us 5-3. But because of a last minute goal, we were able to stay top just because of the alphabetical order. In the end, I feel it comes down to character because Arsenal is still in the Champions League. They are still competing on a lot of fronts. So they have to understand that the season is long, but take it one game at a time. If they are able to keep up the run, injuries, players fit, especially the defense, I feel like Saliba. I like Gabriel, but I feel like Saliba gives Arsenal a bit of calm when it comes to his style of defending. Gabriel is the one that gives you the 1-0 win in matches and Knicks wins and things like that. So I feel like if Arsenal can keep the defense good, then gradually they'll get better and hopefully for Arsenal fans all over the world, you can taste what it feels like. I pray it doesn't happen as usual. Maybe, just maybe, you can taste it.
We will shock you. We will shock you
Like
because honestly, as much as we don't see Arsenal improve over the very past years, we never really see this particular type of Arsenal. I know good lie because seeing 9 wins in a row, 7 games start conceding a goal, and one shot on target faced in 4 games.
that's very impressive.
That defense are the best since I became an Arsenal years ago.
Yeah.
These are the
Over
very
the years,
best
and one
defense
of
in
the best history for defending. I mean, Arsenal, when you think about Arsenal, you don't think about defending normally. You think about beautiful
yes.
football. So now, thinking about Arsenal, I think about a very solid defense. It's something new. So kudos to Arteta.
And we see them actually celebrating shots blocked. Like if you see when Gabriel block shots, you will see say they're happy. You see when Declan Rice intercept, but you will see say, oh, those guys are really they hungry for titles. And that was a wrap on I think say okay, he's back. And that's a wrap on the Premier League game week 10 for the big 6 teams. And now we will move to a particular section where I want to ask some certain questions because we don't actually reach 10 games, and 10 games they enough to actually judge sometimes or decide sometimes. So I will ask, Elijah, you hear me, Abi? So I will ask you now these particular questions. 10 games in, and your team. I'll start with you, Raphael. Who would be missed in terms of injury? Like if anybody for your team currently go injured, which particular player
More than one,
miss
just one single
the
player.
most? One particular player will go affect your team generally, like will affect your team play.
Moises Caicedo.
Why?
The energy, looking out for the next man, doing uncomfortable or doing it's like the energy is just too much. Caicedo not retire. You know they say okay, do your work. You know they say I complain. Caicedo know they give up the ball enter the post. You understand? So they give me that Kante vibe. They get level of confidence when I get when Kante did Chelsea until ball hit that post. I'm not believe say they'll score. You understand?
Okay.
I know they come no, it's too early. No, I'm not gonna say that's too early now. Kante na world class. Caicedo to me, Kante na 100%. Caicedo did 95 currently. On 96.
You don't compare
Kante now, and he's really Kante do for us for that Champions League. Why I like Kante, we say if he defend, Kante will slide one side 18, he go get ball, he no go touch play. Player no go fall, he no go stumble, he no go do anything. Ball will come my leg. But I feel like Kaiser up to the point they use too much force for the defending still. Gradually, I feel like say in game will evolve. But when it comes to strength and physicality, you get presence. I like the fact that they turn to that guy Chelsea again. And I just never get person when they believe since can't come out that much. So I'm very happy with Caicedo.
Elijah, over to you. Which player will be missed more if injured in this Manchester United side?
I know say everybody they sing Ubemo praises this that. I know say yes, the guy don't really they don't really live up to expectation for the few just this past few weeks. But personally I don't really think say be our most important player. I just feel like currently anything will make something happen to delete right now. This Manchester United team go so far better so far, like we go so far big time. That guy now, I know, he not get replacement for this Manchester United team. Personally, I think say na our best player this season. Not be even Ubemo self, not be even Casemiro, maybe Fernandez. And I don't really know why performances they go under the radar. But what the guy they bring into this current Manchester United team currently, no player, no defender for that team they bring, and no midfielder for that team they bring currently. So I just feel like yes, na be our most important player right now. And if he injure, we will really see the difference for this Manchester United team.
First, I was going to say that because the leads we see them recently, they organize the defense. They even they vex for some kind of balls when they come in terms of say okay the wide players no they feel the block out crosses. And a very important player to this Manchester United side. And moving on, after 10 games, what team has overperformed and what team has underperformed generally across?
Okay, for me, the team that has underperformed, I would say, I'm surprised Wolves are at this point because I feel like they ended the season in a good run of form. Now only Cunha they sell. I don't say Cunha they very important to them. The level of decline and the fact that they don't sack their manager again, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good in any way. So I feel like Wolves have overperformed. Now they have to start again. They have to start building again with a new manager, new ideas. They contacted O'Neill a couple of yesterday or so and he rejected their approach because he was sacked.
And yes, and
Okay, imagine we go we don't finish for Wolves because because if you see what Ten Hag do for this thing, Leverkusen for the second after many match weeks, that guy is not fit to coach right now. So I feel like that would be another issue. So for me, I would say the team that has overperformed, I'm going to give it to overperformed. I'm going to go with Arsenal because the level of defending, the level of how difficult it is to play with Arsenal, the fact that you don't know why this biggest surprise I had for Arsenal so far this season was Champions League against Atletico Madrid. Watching the first half and seeing the way it went, only for the second half to end with 4 goals. It shows character. So I feel that's very good. So I feel like Arsenal are over the past season they have been overperforming and they have taken that into this season as well. So I'll go with Arsenal.
All right, Elijah, team that has overperformed this season and team that has underperformed this season.
Okay, for me, I think when it comes to the most underperforming team this season, I think is Liverpool. I mean, we all saw their transfer activities all through the summer window. I think they spent looking at the money they spent this summer window, like does not reflect it does not reflect to their results this season, and it does not also reflect to their performances this season too. I think they are third in the table also, but
Yeah.
I'm still surprised how Liverpool lost 4 matches in a row. They still managed to stay third after game week 10. Imagine losing 4 matches back to back. I don't know to tell you how terrible the other teams
Yeah,
Liverpool is current. But personally, I feel like Liverpool they should be in a better position right now, if not even possible, like being in first position right now, like going head to head, head to head with Arsenal. What Arsenal is currently doing right now is what we all expected Liverpool to do. I mean, after 4 matches into the season, I think they won their first 4 matches. Then from there, it was a decline. So for me, they are the most underperforming team this season. Why
underperforming.
most performing, right?
Yes,
I think
yeah.
Yes,
the most
underperforming.
performing team this season are Sutherland. Yeah, in Sutherland. Then I don't watch those guys closely. Going by the game when I watch against Chelsea against Manchester United.
I know you're referring to that. I just dey wait.
No,
Yeah.
I just call my team just now. When I remember my review after Man U Sutherland, when I talk say if not be say something like we for even lose that match because we not really play well. So that aside, I just feel like those guys now better ball playing team. Like those guys, make we really look out for them this season. Those guys will cook. They will cook. Those guys, they all ball. I even see that match yesterday. To those guys, they all
They are
ball.
currently fourth. They are currently fourth in the Premier League. That is very
He just come from relegation after game week 10. He did fourth for Premier League. Man, make we watch out for Sutherland.
we never see anything like this in the Leicester or the Leicester winning.
I swear to God.
We never see anything like this. So that's very good.
Those guys fit pull waiting Nottingham Forest pull out last season. Those guys they really get the qualities to pull out that same thing this season. So make we watch out for Sutherland. I see them cooking.
Anyway, I feel like it's because they get surprised because you know the one thing about and the worst part I hear is they not be the team where they win Champions League championship. They not even win Champions League championship sef.
Not the
They
winner now.
qualify through playoffs. Yeah, so
They signed
this is very
they
good.
signed good players.
Yeah, there's a good rate of signing. Yeah, so I feel like it's a good thing for the league having something so new and challenging this much. Kudos to them.
Well, kudos to Sunderland. Wise men say only fools rush in because if you actually enter that their stadium of lights currently and you actually want to go rush that particular team, they will deal with you with no good. The owner of the club, just like I talked last week, he invested a lot. And when he invests, he really invests, say, when they spend huge amount of cash on one or two players. He spent a lot of cash on several players. He gave his team a lot of squad depth. If you check them, we see they still get some players out injured, but you don't really know them. They're not really they feel them like that. The ones when they don't actually buy, when they actually play week in week out, they put in the work. Since for me, Sunderland as well are still my overperforming team of the season so far after
Yes.
10 game weeks. Then underperforming team at Liverpool, honestly, considering the amount of money when they spend after the transfer window, everybody they begin tip them because actually signing Florian Wirtz, the Bundesliga best player, and also signing Isak from Newcastle for those ridiculous amounts.
But
Everybody begin fear say, "Oh, more these guys they go back to back." But seeing them lose 4 games already out of 10, and
no,
in the history of Premier League, from records, no team don't actually win the Premier League with six game loss, and I believe say this is still long for them enough to lose about 6 games. So they not really start off well, and they never really pick form. This is their game against Aston Villa. I just feel say they go use them as a huge boost because we see what happened when Salah scored that particular goal and how much they felt a relief and how they begin press more. So I believe that if he uses this particular win against Aston Villa to get a long run of winning streaks. But again, their next match now against Man City at home, so that's still another tough one. You're about to say something.
yeah, personally, I always since the beginning of season, I always they maintain this fact. Say I know if you say Liverpool go gel as much. I don't know why everybody talks they'll go back to back.
I talked
Because
something when season was on. So out of these 3 teams, and I gave my reasons being the fact that they add a lot of players into their team, and a lot of new players. With the way they go, one or two of them not go actually click. I would not say I'm saying presently now Liverpool and their players don't really
Liverpool.
click, so they got to
So
fall back to.
with the whole signing of Florian Wirtz, I feel like up to a point and now this guy knows how to manage the situation well. Because practically they put all those guys for every other game. I feel like this initially, I wish they don't give Florian Wirtz one penalty to maybe just tap in or something. All this pressure for don't come down a bit. But now the pressure don't be too high. People say no, all the fact they sacked all the players. To me, I don't feel they are injured because person when they rest for I mean for beginning of season when they fight for transfer, they fight left and right and center. You know, play how many matches of them they injury every other week. So I feel like I just idea to protect them. You understand, and to protect vets and everything. So gradually they try and integrate them again, but I feel like up to a point now insult say they just displaced the McAllister and the Gravenberg from the midfield. What did they do? I think McAllister from a time when he did Brighton, I don't watch McAllister and I love everything about McAllister. From him to handling pressure in midfield to everything, that's a good ball playing midfielder. You see him when he go World Cup. Now one of the reasons why at the end the Argentina win am because on the ball, now one of the best. The whole pressure of Real Vets, it dey warranted and at the same time, I no go comot im hand for I no go comot hand for im neck or any player neck. Because when Chelsea sign Mudryk for 100 million, nobody comot hand for our neck. So it's a good thing for the league. But personally, I feel like in the end, Liverpool, they are not there yet still. But this win now, that thing will make everybody want give them excuse to say not be world class performance because Villa not turn up. So now I'm done and just done.
All right, and that's a wrap on the Premier League game week 10 weekend. The tables are already shifting in. Everybody gonna get their positions. The ones when they battle for the title, the battle for the title. The ones when they battle for mid-table, the battle for mid-table. The ones when they struggle relegation battles, they struggle relegation battles. And I wish everybody the best from here henceforth because the real title challenge and everything could start from now because everything don't be arranged. Over to the major talking points of this particular weekend, when they caused a lot of debates. Question of football knowledges of ex-footballers, actually, because the FIFA World 11 was released, and the positions, and first of all, the formation, the 3-4-3 formation, they see, I was like, come on. They actually had to make it the 3-4-3 to accommodate a lot of persons personally. And some persons are actually supposed to make and justice for some persons. So I will actually go on now and name the 11. In goal, we have Gianluigi Donnarumma, which is perfect. Hakimi, Van Dijk, and Nuno Mendes for a back three. A central midfield of Jude Bellingham and Pedri, and Kopama playing as a right wing back, and Vitinha playing as a left wing back. And then again, the front three of Mbappe, Dembele, and Yamal. Elijah, I will start with you. Do you think this fifth Pro World 11 is valid? And do you think the people that voted right or something?
Man, the list is so invalid, bro. The list is so invalid. And the first thing that came into my mind after seeing the list was why did they use that particular formation? Why did they use a 3-4-3 formation? Those guys would have used a 4-3-3 formation, and the list would have been more presentable. It would have been more better. So I just feel like most of the players there, I think like 2 or 3 players does not deserve to be there. So I don't know. They say this.
Alpha,
Call the name now. Call the name.
drop the
Not
names.
say some players. Call the name.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So they said the list was voted by fellow footballers, but I don't know. But I don't know how Bellingham of all people made the list to that fifth Pro 11. That was seeing Bellingham there was what caught my attention first. Then the second player again was Kopama. I don't know whoever voted Kopama to be on
You
that
do.
list. I don't know
See,
whoever
you do
voted
weak.
Kopama. I don't know whoever voted Kopi. I don't know, but maybe I'm a little bit biased on something. But I just feel like Mbappe shouldn't be there. Mbappe shouldn't be there. He was not the best striker in the world last season. They were more that they were better forward players than Mbappe last season. So I don't know how Mbappe made that list. I don't know how Kopama, who ghosted up to the season, had just a series of good games. All of a sudden, he finished, I think, seventh or maybe eighth in the Ballon d'Or ranking. And now, the FIFA 11 came out. We all saw him there. I don't know how managed. I don't know who voted for him. Same applies to Bellingham too. Bellingham he had a very terrible season last season. Last season was very
Zero trophies.
very, very terrible for him. I think he didn't even score up to 15 goals, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know how he
And
managed to make that
really,
list. So I don't know if you want
really.
me to. I don't know if you want me to like mention my personal 11, but I'll just leave it at that for now. But I have personally I have my 11 in mind. I know the formation I will put on the players, but for now that is just my take. Three players does not deserve to be there, and the formation were with. Okay, might I
All right,
mention my
let us
might I mention my
Go on,
11.
that information. I'm not
yes,
there.
go on.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I'll go with a 4-3-3 formation.
Mm-hmm.
Donnarumma at the post,
Mm-hmm.
Nuno Mendes at left back,
Left back.
Akim at right back, then Van Dijk and Marquinhos at centre back.
Mm-hmm.
Then looking at my three-man midfield for the pivot, I'll go for Pedri and Vitinha. Then
Okay.
looking at my number 10, I'll put I'll put Dembele at the number 10 position. No. Sorry.
So she make up your mind now.
I'll put Rafinha at my number 10 position. Then looking at my left wing, I'll put Dembele there. Looking at my right wing, I'll put Lamine Yamal there. Then looking at my number 9, I'll put Harry Kane there. So yeah, that is starting 11.
Your preferred free pro starting
Yeah,
11.
yeah.
Raphael, what is your thoughts on this 11 generally?
Okay, generally, I think it's a good 11. Could have been better, but I feel like there was a lot of disrespect for Rafinha. The fact that he was not represented in any, because I like Barcelona basically, but I've always supported Messi over the years. I'm a huge Messi fan. But I feel like the disrespect to the creative influence of Rafinha for the past season has been really high. So I don't think Jude should be in that 11. Some people will argue that Palmer shouldn't be there, but he's my boy. He deserves every bit of recognition because of his talent and his influence over the last couple of games. The keeper, the best keeper you're talking about, Palmer floored him in the final. You understand? Palmer showed that he's just a man. He's not the best. The title you guys gave him. So Palmer has done damage to Van Dijk. The people that are already there will say, okay, Hakimi is a good option. Van Dijk on his days an option, but Vitinha, I think Vitinha should be representing Jude, then Rafinha there, and that's a good 11 for me. Every other player deserves to be there because I think Mbappe is world class, Yamal is world class, Palmer is world class, Vitinha there, Rafinha
What
there.
happens is
So
everybody, everybody,
see, you need to understand. You need to understand. I don't know why this has always been an issue. It's always like this. You know, when it comes to African players, they always do not get recognition when they have other European players in the same list. We have seen it over the years. It's something that we have seen that Salah should have always been on. Somehow, when the voting happens, Salah is always missed out. It's always missing out. It's not my vote, you understand? I'm happy that my player is there. Will I be happy if Salah was there? Yes, I would have loved if Salah was there. For what he did for all the records he broke last season, but it's not. You understand? I feel like in the end, it's still a good 11. There are players that should have been in that 11.
I think you're biased. I think you're biased, but that is
No, I'm not. No. See, no. See, it's not about being biased. It's not about being biased. Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, if we are to take Yamin Lamar had a very good season. In as much as he did not win Champions League, he had a good season with his country. He had a good season on the club level. He's still having a good season with Spain and everything. Will you take him out and put in Salah? Let me ask you that question.
no. My preferred level I mentioned now. Yama was there now.
Okay.
Don't think I don't think I'll bench Yamal and put in Salah. I mean, we all saw Liverpool exit the Champions League. I think at
Okay,
the
now
end of
look about Rafinha. Who are you going to remove now for this 11 to accommodate those two players? You said Jude and Palmer, right?
I just said this now. Kopama and Jude Bellingham does not have a place in the,
How does why do
that is just a different conversation entirely. I
no
think
no explain no I would like no it's not you brought it up here on this conversation so let's have it
Kopama ghosted all through last season. He had just a series of
all
good
through
games.
last season all through
Yeah,
last season or he
good
played a
through
good
last season.
first half of the
And
season and he went cold
I think
then he
I
picked
think
up at the end of the season. or he ghosted for the whole season. What does it mean to ghost? What does it mean to ghost? What does it mean to ghost?
All what we are seeing now is based on recency. Is based on recency bias. That is
Obama
why
has been doing what he has. No,
Obama.
see, you Man fans forget a lot. Obama has
No,
been doing what he has been doing.
stop
Calm down.
bringing Man U.
Obama has been doing whatever he
This is
has
not
been
about
doing
being
since
Man U fan
since
now. I'm not even a
Poch.
big fan.
Obama has been doing what he has been doing since Poch was in charge of Chelsea. So
Obama
it's
went
not
five months
see
without scoring a
whether you
goal.
like it or not. Obama they are not judging him based, they are judging on actual performance for the past 3 seasons. Kopama has been present. Kopama has been one of the best or the brightest talent. You cannot deny the fact. It don't matter whether you hate Chelsea. Why is it that there are other
Stop
players that
bringing,
I don't see. First of all,
stop
you cannot
bringing
compare
me,
the season. You cannot
stop
compare the
bringing the
season that Palmer
personal
had.
vendetta against Chelsea into these arguments. This is not about. I'm talking objectively now. This is not about me
Yeah,
being
yeah.
maybe
Okay,
a
now, okay, now. Let me ask you a question.
talking as a football.
What was Piri's goal contribution and everything for the whole season we're
We
talking
all
about with
saw how
Spain and everything?
important. We all saw how important Pedro is was at.
What makes Piri so important for
And is
Barcelona?
this is not about goals and assists now.
Okay,
After your last season, Pedro was Barca's most important player last season. And this when
so
we talk
Palmer is
about
what? Palmer is what to Chelsea. What does that make it relevant? See, you guys are funny. So because he's the most important player to Barcelona, that makes it that should be. So Palmer is the Chelsea's most important player. So why does that not guarantee a
okay,
criteria for him to be important level?
Mario, right now, I'll just say this. I'll just say this now. And
I'm judging based on what you said. I'm judging based on what you said.
yes, I'm coming. I'm driving somewhere, right? I will say
Okay.
this now, and I'll move on. When we want to start the best 11 of the season, I think we
Okay.
should talk about players that hit the ground running as soon as the season starts to when the season ends. Let's stop talking about players, or let's stop inserting players that are just a series of a. Rafinha deserved to be there. Rafinha was so consistent right from when the season started to the end of the season. Let's talk about players that was in form all through the season, not players that are a series of 4 or 5 games that was remarkable. That is just my point. I'm talking about players that hit the ground running. That was my criteria in which I used to mention my 11 just now. And Kopama
Did
does not fall
did
into
did
that category.
when Modric won it in 2022, did he hit the ground from the beginning of the season when he was in the what level for 2020? Did he
No,
win? Did he hit the ground running? Modric, did he hit the ground running from the beginning of the season to the end of the season?
2022.
Yes. Did he hit the ground from the beginning of the season to the end of the
What
season?
happened? What?
When I'm asking you a question, I said when Modric was in the 11 for 2022, did he hit the ground running from the beginning of the season to the end of the season?
I can't remember Modric's performances that season. Modric has always been that player that is so consistent. So I don't know why you are thinking Modric had a poor start to the season. That's what you
So
don't
answer my question, for the past 3 seasons, has Kopama not been consistent?
no.
Listen, there's something where I'm trying to understand. Wait. Really? Who?
See, bro, my friend, it's not possible that you are telling me you are talking about being among one of the best or the best players, the best recognized as the best 11 in the world, and you are not basing it on consistency over the past.
Cole Palmer was not consistent last season, yes or no? Yeah, he went 5 months without having a goal as a number 10. That does not
Okay,
take away the fact that is not the best, one of the best players in the world right now. That does not take away his quality. In football, those things are meant to happen.
and
You
and
can't
another
just
thing,
be
you brought this argument when the Ballon d'Or ranking came outside as well that Obama
everybody
ghosted, and I asked you a question:
thing.
if he did not ghost for those amount of games that you're talking about now, and he scored goals, do you think he deserves to be higher or lower? You did not still answer that question.
I
It boils down to the fact that it's a Chelsea player. That's Chelsea. It's not the fact that Jude is there that Jude is escaping with it. Nobody's actually, but the fact that it's Kupama,
okay,
all other fans around the world is coming to light and
okay,
pressing our neck.
Mario.
See,
If you think I'm talking from a point of me being a rival fan, then it's okay. That is fine. That's fine.
This whole FIFA, this whole FIFA Pro World 11 votes covered performances from the 15th of July 2024 to 3rd of August 2025. But I feel say over the past few years, we don't see how much of and emotions persons they put into their votes because according to FIFA, they say the votings are from ex players and current players as well. So I feel say most persons when they vote for all these guys now people when they emotionally attached to these players because persons
See,
they when
okay,
get persons
carry
they
on.
persons they when get better seasons than all these guys. Kopama, first of all, look at start with Kopama. Kopama won the UEFA Conference League and again went on to actually win the FIFA Club World Cup. But his contributions in that UEFA Conference League not really come as much because he not play for the earliest stage. Now towards the end of the UEFA Conference League 9, he actually was included into the Chelsea's team. And I will actually want to point out 2020, the last World Cup when Argentina win and why they give the Ballon d'Or to Lionel Messi. He was judged with that particular 5 game or this 6 game tournament. And I see and I almost the same denied that they use the judge Kopama because if you use a full season wise, honestly, Kopama not supposed to be this place over Rafinha. Because even if you want to play this particular formation, Rafinha is supposed to be here, considering his goal contributions all through the season, how much he carried this Barcelona team, or like he was Barcelona's most important player. So one of those midfielders for one of the attackers for this particular team could actually go out of this team. So for Rafinha to come in. And again, Mohamed Salah went also for his old age carried this Liverpool side, breaking a lot of records last season, scoring lots of goals and creating assists. He was the most assist creator and the most goal scorer for the English Premier League last season. Although Liverpool not actually go far for Champions League when they crashed out against I think against PSG and Liverpool to crash out. So that record alone is something we're supposed to put on the spotlight for the FIFA Pro World 11. Lamine Yamal, as much as we talk his numbers not really big. Now just the fact that he get very good PRO team, this very good PRO team. Now why he actually they make him into this particular FIFA Pro 11. Jude Bellingham not supposed now the player that not supposed to even make him into this team. No, the if FIFA Pro World 11 get benched, Jude Bellingham not supposed to that bench. Last season was a very poor season for Jude Bellingham and the whole of Real Madrid generally. And that one will lead me to Kylian Mbappe. If numbers will get Kylian Mbappe into this particular FIFA Pro 11, the why numbers now actually get Rafinha into this 11. So I don't really rate this FIFA Pro 11 at all. Like
See,
I
now,
don't rate it.
see, okay, sorry to cut you short. See, why I always say everybody get different opinion to me because I started to give up on all these things 2018. Now, 2018, Modric won the Ballon d'Or with how many goals and which started Modric winning Ballon d'Or that season? Which performance? Which was Modric consistent from beginning of the season to the end? No, but he win now. Messi went get 54 goals, 20 assists, not even come close. You see anybody make noise? So you cannot be see this thing is inconsistent, not because you not favor una this year when the people go dey sharp, who go dey compete. Not be me vote am, not be me record am. It's na the people when tell themselves say they be professionals now. So you cannot be complaining that okay, Kopama did not deserve it because he ghosted for when people that won better individual awards that they not even perform up to certain standards. So all those ones now PR in matter of how they take view you across Europe and the people when they do the voting. Not be me guessing, not be me vote am. They vote my player, I will be happy definitely. Not matter of say Palmer. But if you want them to say Palmer not deserve him as a player, no, that's not where I'll get every issue argument with you. Because I feel as a player, he's one of the best talent currently in the world. As stand not faced by any team, as cool as ice. So that
You did
argument,
because now the way you talk about you did obviously you just dey push him on because basically now your team player. So we will allow you
Obviously,
enjoy that fact. We will
obviously.
allow we will allow you we will allow you enjoy that fact like
see,
it
if you
is.
don't if you don't make me believe, or if you don't make me understand, if you make me understand my 2018 rank, then I will feel see point of view for where they come from. But if you not feel explain that 2019, bro, no, no, just tell me anything. I don't
Let's
even get.
when you catch my attention. You talk something about PRO. You say Yaman. If you want to look at number, yeah, I bet you talking past. You say Yaman no
Yeah,
supposed to be
numbers.
there. You say Yamal not supposed to.
Yes.
You think say Salah deserve to get that 11 more than Lami Yamal.
Personally,
What's he win with the country? The Euros when it will not be around, not be this particular period, not be the time frame. No. Not be the time frame. Not be the time frame in contention.
Barca win 3 good trophies last season. That
which
aside, we all witness Yamal performance for Champions League last season, especially for that semi-final. If not, we say Barca miss out. Yes, we know say Salah ball last season, he break records and all that. But everything wey Salah do last season na Premier League. If you want to talk about starting position, okay, yes, we fit understand. Okay, maybe Salah fit make Premier League best 11, not world for world 11. Personally, I don't really think say Salah
that's a fair point. So it boils down to what I'm
better
saying.
this league than Yamal last season.
That it boils down to what I'm saying. Now, see, now just my point that you just talk right now. If we talk say Salah are one of the best for the Premier League or one of the greatest people, the Premier League best 11, first, you understand? That's a good point. People when vote, they get their criteria when they vote when make them.
If I go talk am again, if Mbappe fit get into this particular team with numbers without trophies, because last season he actually went trophyless apart from Super. So you talk say he win Super.
See, man, tell you something. Make that something.
Then
If Salah the played and in record, how
now I talk to PRO
if
team.
I'll say am again. If Salah they play for, you not get how win.
We also see last season Mbappe ghost last season. When it trophy wise he ghost, he don't win any trophy. But we all see wetin Harry Kane do for Bayern Munich. He win trophy. I think he win two trophies or so, if I'm not mistaken. So now based on trophy when he win for a club, now why I pick him over Mbappe. So make we see they consider those things too.
That I'm very fair. When it comes to so say Harry Kane don't overlook aspect because if you look at currently now, everybody they give Haaland no kind of credit for this season now and the season before. Harry Kane they right up there. Even with age, in fact, he they do within Harry Kane they do till they come in. You understand? So I feel say he never get enough credit.
All right, and that is it for the FIFA World 11 team. If you have very different thoughts as to what is placed out there and the different thoughts from ours, you can please go down into the comment section and give us your own 11 because personally I don't think say this 11 actually be valid starting from the formation and all of that. It's a wrap for the full-time friends. We have actually kept you here for a very long time. This has to be one of our longest sessions. We appreciate you for sticking with us up until this particular moment. Gracias to our new subscribers, and also please do well to follow, subscribe, share to your friends to enjoy this wonderful content that we're actually dishing out to you guys, and also leave your comments. And we have to thank you again for your time. I have to thank my guys today. Raphael, thank you very much. And Elijah, thank you very
Amorim,
much. Yeah,
Amorim.
Amorim, thank you very much. And thank you guys for sticking with us. Peace out.